At the age of 11, Malala YouSafZai had a simple dream.
I will get my education, if it is in home, school or any place.
But she was banned from going to school by the Taliban, who took over her valley. Malala refused to give in and spoke out bravely. She was shot in the head by the Taliban on her school bus.
All was just full of blood. Malala's blood, Malala's blood.
Against the odds, she survived and was brought to Britain.
She's an incredibly brave girl. She never exhibited any signs of being upset. She never cried.
Now she's a global symbol, campaigning on a world stage with one simple message.
One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world.
Tonight, for the first time, she tells Panorama her story in her own words.
Were you afraid? I was afraid of my future. I wanted to tell people outside in the whole world that listen to us. This is what is happening in our country.
It's a summer's day in Birmingham, and Malala, her mother, father and 2 brothers are enjoying a day out together.
No! It was a tribal!
Britain is now their home.
It was a tribal! Tribal again.
I've been invited to spend time with Malala and her family.
Hello. Hi. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, Zadin Sab?
Thank you.
Good to see you. Hello, Malala. How are you?
They're trying to live an ordinary life, but it's not easy.
Nice to see you. Assalamu alaikum. Kaisi aap?
When Malala was shot by the Taliban a year ago this week, the whole family was uprooted from their home in Pakistan.
So what has been the hardest thing about coming to Birmingham?
Nothing. The weather, of course.
Yeah, the weather, yeah.
I do. The weather and seeing Malala. She had like the whole face was like big. And here it was like, that's good.
She's much better now than she was. But your life changed in that one moment. You know,
In seconds.
In seconds.
I was expecting that the next day would be an examination, but I didn't know that the next day I wouldn't be in Swat. And I didn't know that I would be in Birmingham.
What was the hardest thing, though, about adjusting to a new life here?
Here they considered me as a good girl and the girl who stood up for children's rights and the girl who was shot by the Taliban. They never look at me as Malala, as their friend and as a normal girl. In Pakistan I was just Malala, simply Malala.
Malala's story starts in the beautiful Swat Valley in the northern mountains of Pakistan.
Swat Valley is a paradise on earth, and you can see tall trees on the peak of mountains, and there are tall mountains, there are rivers, and in winter it snows and in summer the weather is hot, and you would love that beautiful valley.
Swat was once known for its artists and musicians, and it had a proud record on education, but it was also a society that didn't value daughters.
When I was born, some of our relatives came to our house and told my mother, like, don't worry, next time you will have a son and it's fine. For my brothers, it was easy to think about their future. Yeah, they can be anything they want, but for me it was hard, and for that reason I wanted to become educated and I wanted to empower myself with knowledge.
From the day she was born, Malala's father Ziauddin was her mentor and biggest supporter.
I accepted her as an individual. I did not treat her as a property. I honored her as free individual. And I usually tell to the parents all over the world, educate your daughters, they are amazing.
3 years ago, the Taliban were driven out of Swat. Now it's controlled by the military, but it's still a front line in the battle for girls' education. As a head teacher and school owner, education was Malala's father's life, and he passed his love of it on to her.
We're just coming up now to Malala's school, a place that was probably more special to her than to most children. It was really a place that she grew up, and from a young age, long before school age, she was hanging around the classrooms and soaking up the atmosphere.
I loved my school, and from really early age, maybe 2 or 3 years old. My mother would take me to the classroom, and then I would sit with the students in the classroom, and I loved to write on the whiteboard.
तो ये क्लास
ये मलाला की क्लास है।
अच्छा मैं देख लूँ अंदर। अस्सलाम वालेकुम। आप लोग सब मलाला की क्लास फेलोज थे? अच्छा।
This is the first time the girls have been filmed. Even now, speaking out can carry a risk, so we can't show some of their faces.
Where did Malala sit?
यहाँ पे बैठती थी।
On this desk? So this was Malala's actual chair. Who wrote Malala's name on this chair? आपने इसका नाम लिखा था? What's your name?
Muniba.
Muniba.
My best friend was Muniba, and she's very nice, she's very kind, and she was like my big sister, and she always advised me, and she always encouraged me. There was another girl, my friend, her name is Malala, and we have always been in competition with each other.
Malka Noor now sits at Malala's old desk.
She used to be top of the class?
Sometimes I would be, sometimes she would. We were having a great competition, first position.
So now are you always top of the class?
Yes.
You have no competition anymore?
Yes.
And the small spoons.
The small spoons are representing airs that are called ossicles.
Ossicles.
Are you still like that in your new school? Competitive?
Yes, I do like it, but I still miss my friends.
Do you think British girls, British children take their education for granted then?
Yes, I believe that. I want to tell students of UK to think that it is very precious, it's very prestigious. Go to school, reading a book, having pen in our hands, studying, sitting together in a classroom. It's something very special for us, because once we were deprived from it, and because what we have seen in Swat,